Hello, this is Eric of Sparky Tech, and this is the Winix C545, personally purchased with my own income. It's not provided, and I got two of these. This particular unit is sold in Costco, North America. The very similar but slightly different model that is very similar is the 0-S, and in North America, the AHAM. And one of the things I really love about this is how silent the motor is. And for a light sleeper myself, I need that silence. Let's get this opened up and see what's inside. This is our front cover. We want to use it. I'll talk more about that later. Here we have our pre-filter. Nothing's on here right now. It's not because I didn't clean it. It's because I've been leaving it on low. If you leave this on low, it's not going to collect dust and dirt and hair on the outside. You need to use a higher speed. Now let's open this up. Behind that, we see our charcoal filter. I don't know if we can see it on camera, but there is dust and dirt on this, despite being on low speed. The bigger particles were not trapped by the other filter, the pre-filter, because it was low speed the entire time. This is replaced every 3 months. I'm going to get to showing you all the filters included in just a moment. Here is our HEPA filter, H13. This is normally used on pretty much every filtration system because the fact it's HEPA rated, and it's the happy medium between airflow and filtration. Behind this, we have a tab by the way, we have the fan. Now in terms of filter size, we can see right here, it is S-type. So you go to Winix and get the S-type filter to get the proper filter for this unit. Here we have 3 charcoal filters, plus we have a charcoal and HEPA new in a package. That means we have 4 charcoal to be replaced once every 3 months, plus the HEPA filter once a year. And inside here, we also have another HEPA and charcoal, which was included in the package wrapped in plastic originally, plus 3 more. That means we have a 2-year supply of filters. You have no air pressure because it's spread out too much. Now that's why you want this on. So here's our top, and here's our little wings on the bottom. Always put these little wings on the bottom first. So we got it down here in our holes, and we simply push on like that. Now we're going to see on the side, there's the holes here. This would be great for collecting pet hair and other larger fine particles. Now putting this on here gives more suction than if it was off because you have less surface area, so it gives more ability to have suction. Let me quickly give you the measurements of this particular unit. 14 inches wide or 35.5 centimeters, 21 inches, slightly less, to about 53 centimeters in height. 8.5 inches or at about 22 centimeters in terms of depth from the front to the back corner. Is AHAM Verifide for 360 square feet room. It can filter more than that, but it depends how much dust and how loud you want this set to. Because on turbo, like anything else on the highest setting, it's going to be quite loud. Starting with our settings up here, we have Wi-Fi. We have our fan levels. You'll see up here it says P and it says 3 seconds. That's for plasma wave on or off. And we have the power button here, and it looks like our air detection up here. Right now, blue means the air is clean. If it goes to yellow, that means the air is moderately filthy. At red, it means it needs to be cleaned. And on auto, what it is right now, that'll adjust itself. You'll see the light on camera here is flickering. In person, it's not. That's just to do with shutter speed. Now let's go through some of our settings. This is auto, but if I go back one, you'll see the light turns off and that P turned off. That means plasma wave is off. And this is for nighttime mode. It's the most silent mode possible. In fact, I think the fridge in the next room, the kitchen, in the living room, could be heard over the sound of this. This is one of the most silent air purifiers on silent mode I've ever heard in my life. And the motor, I can only hear airflow noise, not motor noise, which for me, if you're a light sleeper, is very important to have a very silent motor, because this is the best I've seen from something affordable. Now back to auto, and we're going to go to the next setting up. Let's see if I get there. Okay, there we go. Getting a bit louder. Takes a little bit of time to ramp up. Next one. We should be able to hear that in the microphone, which I'm speaking through right now. And when I go turbo, it's going to get really loud. In terms of ramp up and ramp down time, you can see it takes a bit of time to go each direction, but that might be for the best to save the motor from unnecessary wear being pushed too hard all in one shot. Now if I would turn this plasma technology off, I'm going to hold this 3 seconds. These two buttons. That was this button and this button. P 3 seconds. It says right on this particular unit. Really useful if you want to know to turn it off. Now this is considered non-off gassing. This is a form of ionizer that uses negative ions, so you know. It doesn't bother me personally having it on, but some people are more sensitive than others, and a lot of them do bother me. One thing I tested on my Koei that no other air purifier had, and I believe this one's going to be the same situation, that if the power goes out, it's going to stay off. So let's do a quick test of that. Let's get this ramped up a bit so we can hear it. Okay, I'm going to now go past this to flick the power switch off because I have an on-off switch. Okay, power's off. And let's flick that power on. Now we're flicking on. The light went on, but the unit remains off. I must note that my allergies are very sensitive to cut grass, so even before I opened the window so we could hear that riding lawnmower outside, which I can still hear by the way, it did turn red and it detected that. My allergies also slightly detected it, so this did a good job of detecting small, fine particles, at least in my particular situation. Great. Now your allergies may differ and maybe it won't detect all the things you are allergic to, but my real world examples are right here. Watch for a future review on this fogger. I've owned it for about 8 months or so, but now time to fog up. It's probably could be very healthy being in this room with all this fog, I don't think. And this could be very fogged for a long time, I think. This is what you call what the fogger does without something to clean the air. And I don't want to really breathe this in because it might be fine. Just it's a lot of dust or whatever you want to call this fog stuff. So this is what it looks like without an air purifier turned on. If this is your control versus what we saw with the air purifier, you can't even really see me now. The lights are pretty much all hidden. Now, do you want to see what happens when you use the fogger? It does make a difference. I mean, an air purifier. So I'm going to turn that back on. And let's get a control. I'll turn it to max. And let's watch. Bug fog really sticks around, especially in this fogger. Yeah. And let's see it clear out. Wow, that's actually hugely fast. We saw it was lingering like mad. It's already thinned out enough that we can actually see this properly. Now, one experience I had about this is when I open this up, I recommend having it in a place where you don't mind dirt falling, maybe even outside, because dirt easily falls off of this. It doesn't cling to this material, sadly. Soap, water to wash this pre-filter off with. You'll see these tabs on this pre-filter, and I did manage to kind of break them a bit on my other unit because it kind of stuck and I had a hard time getting it out of the little corners here when I stuck it in here. So that's another weakness, I'd say. It's only really 2 weaknesses that I know of. So make sure you pull down the tabs like so. I don't know why my unit happened to catch and wouldn't come out, but that was a situation of one of 2 units I had. This is Eric of Spark eTech. Thanks for watching, and have yourselves a most wonderful day. Have any questions, leave them down below, because honestly, I can't answer questions if you don't ask them. And yes, this has been unboxed for a long time, so I don't have the original box, and yes, it comes with instructions. There's also instructions online as well.